What's up, guys? Emmanuel Jones here. We back at with another weekly prediction, and this time we'll be doing our Week 11 predictions. Last week I went 9-5, which I did pretty good, and then overall is 96-52. And then also we got the Colts, Falcons, Patriots, Saints on a bye. So yeah. So we're going to go ahead and get things started. But before I give you my Week 11 predictions, don't forget to put a thumbs up to like the video, subscribe to my channel for more options, and don't forget to comment down your opinion below to see who you think's gonna win this week. So obviously, I chose the Bengals to win 26-23, and they lost 34-20. So anyways, let's get started with the rest of the couple games. So we got the Pittsburgh Steelers playing versus the Cleveland Browns. Browns are favored by 2.5. I called it a trap game for some minute because both these two teams are like 6-3, and both these two teams look to at least play at a high level. It could go either way because last time I think Pittsburgh beat them in Cleveland, because I think last year Cleveland has split with this team. And I believe in the last matchup, I think, the Steelers won this game because, TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith was really getting after Deshaun Watson. I mean, that's how the defense kind of lost the game. I thought the offense, they couldn't really move the ball really well, but the defense did its thing. Same thing with Cleveland. I thought they was able to move the ball extremely well, and I think their defense played really fine in that game. But here's the thing. I think this game is going to be close, though, because I think Cleveland, I think they're... So, yeah, I think the Browns have a chance that they can win. But I think I could definitely see the Browns win because they have the pass rush and the corners to match up well with the Steelers receivers and to stop the Steelers run game, especially with Pittsburgh. They're starting to run the ball pretty better. They're starting to get their receivers going, like George Pickens, Deontay Johnson. I don't think Johnson played in the first game of the Browns, but he played in the week through. I think he's going to play this game. So I think it's going to be a little bit of a defensive game. I think the Steelers, have the edge because the Browns don't have a quarterback. Because I think they have a chance, to at least confuse the young quarterback of Dorian Thompson-Robinson. I think something like that. I think there's a chance. I think the Steelers can put some pressure on him to confuse the young quarterback, especially Mike Tomlin's good at confusing rookies and young quarterbacks like that. So, yeah. I think it's going to be low scoring, like 17-13. So, I'm going to lean towards the Steelers here because I just think Pittsburgh's defense is going to win in this game. And a young quarterback facing against a good defense like that. So, yeah. So, I'm going to take the Steelers to win. But I'll take them plus 2.5. All right, next game we have the Chicago Bears playing against the Detroit Lions. The Lions are favored by -8. Obviously, I got the Lions in this game. They're the more complete team. They have the better quarterback, better coaching. They're at home in this game. Bears, Lions, I thought they almost nearly lost to the Chargers. It was a shootout. Like, the reason why that they kept it close because the Chargers were really moving the ball on them. And, Lions, I thought they're starting to get their run game going. They're running the ball pretty well. And the Bears defense cannot stop the run. It can stop the pass. So I feel like they're going to run all over the Bears. And plus, Jared Goff, he's going to, make some big plays down the field. That's all I'm gonna say, and especially Fields, he's gonna be rusty because due to coming off an injury, he's coming off a thumb injury. Especially, it's tough for him to go on the road and win due to an injury, and he will be rusty. So yeah, so basically though, I can see this game being close, but I don't think it's gonna be close enough because we know how bad the Bears offense is. So, yeah. So I'm gonna take the Lions to win this game. I'm gonna say like maybe like 35-16, something like that. I don't think the Bears offense is gonna be able to put some be able to score a lot of points because this is a high power Lions offense. So yeah, I take the Lions both ways. I take the Lions to win and cover. Next game we have the LA Chargers versus the Green Bay Packers. Chargers are favored by -3. I call it a trap game because of the travel of a West Coast team going to Green Bay in the month of November where it's going to be cold. And I was kind of choosing because I was going to lean towards Green Bay to win because they're at home. Because we know the Chargers defense, because we know the Chargers issue is their defense where they cannot stop the run, they cannot stop the pass. I think they keep this game pretty close. Like, I think they do. Because I thought Green Bay against the Steelers, I thought they moved the ball really well on them. Especially, they didn't do enough to win the game because Jordan Love, he lost the Packers that game last week against the Steelers because he threw that interception on the last drive. Especially Jordan Love has been really bad. Like, I don't have a lot of faith in Jordan Love because he's been bad, especially the offense. I mean, I thought the offense was moving the ball a little bit. And they're not scoring a lot of points and all that, and especially the defense has been a little bit up and down. I mean, it's not as great, and the Chargers defense have been really good against bad quarterbacks, and Jordan Love is a bad quarterback. So I think Brandon Stanley. I feel like Stanley is gonna send some heat in Green Bay. Like I think he will. And I think, this defense is going to give Jordan Love and this Packers offense issues. And I think the Chargers can move the ball on the Packers as well. I mean, the Chargers are going to look pretty good on offense. Like, yeah, but Keenan Allen's questionable because he has a shoulder injury. And we know Jair is kind of questionable due to a shoulder injury as well. So if Jair don't play, I mean, that's going to be a huge blow to the Packers secondary. Like, that's exactly why I'm going to lean towards the Chargers to win this game because I like their passing offense better than the Packers. Passing offense is one of the worst in football. And how are you going to be able to cover all these guys when you don't have Jair Alexander on the field and if he's not playing? But if he was, I think Green Bay can definitely win. But due to the matter of fact that Green Bay is just a bad team, I think the Chargers need this win more if they want to go to the playoffs. I just think they're just an overall better team, better quarterback. So yeah, I think they keep it close. I'm gonna say like 24 to like 20, something like that. So yeah, so I'm gonna take the Chargers to win. And I don't know if I feel confident taking Green Bay. You know what? I'm gonna take Green Bay plus a 3. I'll take them with the points because I think Green Bay is going to at least like look pretty good on offense. I mean, I just kind of feel like they're going to run the ball pretty well because they know the Chargers' weakness is their run defense. And we know Green Bay's run defense it's been up and down because we know last week their run defense was like really bad because they couldn't stop the run last week. And they pretty much stopped the pass okay, but so yeah. I think it could be a little bit of a high scoring game, but would I be shocked if Green Bay won? No, but I'm just going to take them with the points, but I'll take the Chargers to win this game to keep their playoff hopes alive. Next game, we have the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins are favored by 13.5. Wow, that's a big spread right there. Obviously, I got the Dolphins win this game because they're coming off a bye and they'll be more prepared, more rested. They should get back on track this week, especially they're at home, and we know this is another West Coast team going towards Miami, which is a tough place to play at because Miami is pretty much good at home. They're pretty much underrated at home this season, and they're undefeated at home. It's gonna be really hot out there. Like it's gonna be warm. Like Miami is a difficult place to play at, but I think I see them keeping this game close. I think the Raiders are going to be able to move the ball on them because we know the Dolphins' defense isn't great, especially their pass defense and as well. I think the Raiders can move the ball on them because I thought last week they was able to run the ball pretty well on the Jets because the Jets defense couldn't really stop the run last week because they rushed for over 100 yards. And I just kind of feel like the Raiders defense, I feel like with Devon Achane coming back, I think that's going to be huge for the Dolphins run game. Because I think the Raiders defense is probably going to get ran on. Because I think the Dolphins, they've been running the ball really well. And then when you look at the receiving weapons, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, like how are you going to be able to cover all these guys when you don't have no corners? Like, for real. Like, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, they're going to be open all day long. And, they can't play man coverage against those guys, against Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, because those guys are going to torch them. Like, I don't think the Raiders are going to have no answers for those guys, because they're going to have a big game here. And Tua, he's going to have a big game as well. I feel like Tua's going to play better than he did. And I feel like he's going to make some plays against a Raiders secondary that's really bad. So obviously, the Dolphins got the best passing offense in the league, and especially I don't trust a rookie quarterback, especially against a good defense like Vic Fangio, because I think the Dolphins have the corners to match up well with the Raiders receivers. I feel like Ramsey and Adams will be a good matchup. Howard versus Myers will be a good matchup. And then I think the Dolphins kind of have the pass rush to get after the quarterback, I think, because I think their pass rush is fine. So, yeah. Especially the Dolphins are at home. They have the better coaching staff, better quarterback, the more complete team. Give me the Dolphins to win. But the 13.5 points sounds tricky, though. I'm probably going to go ahead and just take the Raiders with the points because I'm not too confident of the Dolphins covering that big spread. But if they can get up early, here's the thing. If the Dolphins can get up early, they might blow the Raiders out. So, yeah. But I would not be shocked if they did that, though. But I'm just going to go ahead and just take the Raiders with the points in this game. But I'll take Miami to win. All right, next game, we have the New York Giants versus the Washington Commanders. Washington's favored by -9. I got Washington in this game. Washington is just the more complete team. They're at home, and I just think they have the better quarterback. I mean, Sam Howell's been really promising, and he's been playing really, really well. I mean, he's starting to play like a franchise quarterback right now. I mean, since the last couple weeks, he's been like playing really well. He's making good decisions. He's getting the ball quick. He's not holding on too long. I mean, he's playing really well, and he's reading the defense really good. And their offense is pretty good as well. Especially, I thought last week against the Seahawks, I thought they moved the ball really good against Seattle, and I feel like they can do that against the Giants because we know the Giants are just a bad team, and especially I mean the Giants suck. I mean, like this team cannot score some points. Like it's been like since like week 2 since they scored a lot of points. I mean that's tricky. Like this team can't score. I feel like Washington is going to move the ball on the Giants, but I'm just going to say that, that Washington does. I'm making a bold prediction in my lock of the week that Washington's going to blow the doors off the Giants because, Washington, because we know they kind of want that revenge from week 7, I think, where, they lost to them because, they failed to score a touchdown. But I think Washington wins this game at home. And, I expect Washington to put some points up on the board. So, yeah. I think Washington's gonna at least win by 30 something points, something like that. Like 31 to like 10, 34-10, something like that, or like 27-10. So yeah. I'm not really confident about the Giants if they can at least score at least 17. So yeah. So I'm I'm taking Washington both ways. I got them Washington winning and Washington covering. All right, next game we have the Dallas Cowboys versus the Carolina Panthers. Cowboys are favored by 10.5. Obviously, I know that's a big spread, but I got the Cowboys win this game because Cowboys are a more complete team, better quarterback, better coaching. I got nothing to say about this. I mean, Dallas should easily win. I mean, Carolina stinks. I mean, they kind of were competitive against the Bears, but Carolina, they lost the game because of a missed field goal. So I don't think they keep it close. I mean, Bryce Young, because even though Bryce Young, he's been very terrible, and Dak Prescott's playing really good. Like, he's reading defense pretty good. He's making good decisions. He's not holding on the ball so long. He's not turning over so much. I mean, I thought last week against the Giants, he had a great game with over 400 passing yards. Like, the guy was the best quarterback last week, and I think he can do it again. I feel like that I don't think that Panthers will have answers for CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Brandon Cooks, and especially the offense. I feel like Tony Pollard is going to be a difference maker. Like, this guy's going to go off because Carolina's defense I don't think is great. And then they got the pass rush that can really confuse Bryce Young, because we know that this is a Bryce Young playing against a really good defense in Dallas, and then they have the corners to cover the Panthers receiving, because I think that Dallas, they can be sticky in the secondary. Like, they can be really good in the secondary, especially against an overwhelming receiving core in Carolina. So yeah. So I gotta take, even though 10.5 is a big spread, I'm taking Dallas both ways. I'm taking them to win, and I'm taking them to cover. Next game, we have the Tennessee Titans versus Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville's favored by 6.5. Obviously, this game can a little bit go either way, but I got Jacksonville in this game because Jacksonville, they're just a more complete team, better quarterback. They're at home, and this is a rookie going on the road, which is kind of hard to tell, but I think they keep this game a little bit closer, though, because we know Jacksonville looked it pretty poor against Tennessee. Like they did. They looked it pretty poor against the Titans. I mean, they looked it pretty poor against the Niners because they couldn't really move the ball on them, and defense gave up big plays. I think Jacksonville's should be able to get back on track this week. I think their defense steps up in this game, and I think they have the corners to cover the Titans receivers. And then, they have their pass rush is really good. So I think they can get after the quarterback, rush the passer. And offensively, I think they can move the ball, especially against an overwhelming secondary like the Titans. I think Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley and Evan Ingram, Zay Jones, those guys are going to go off. I mean, Jacksonville's going to look pretty good on offense in this game. So, obviously, Jacksonville should win this game, but I'm going to take the 6.5 with the Titans. I think they keep it close here. I think Tennessee is going to keep up with them because of how good their defense is, because we know last week they lost the game because they couldn't keep it close. But I think their defense, finds a way to step up in this game a little bit, and I think they do enough to keep it close. So, I'm going to say like 24-17, something like that. So I'm going to take the Jaguars to win, but I will take the Titans to cover. Next game, we have Arizona Cardinals versus Houston Texans. Texans are favored by 5.5. Obviously, this game right here can a little bit go either way. Now, we know that Kyler Murray, the Cardinals won last week, and Kyler Murray came through. He looked good coming off an injury, but now this is two good quarterbacks playing against each other. Kyler Murray versus CJ Stroud. Obviously, this game can go either way, but obviously, I think they can keep this game closer than we expected. But I think this could be a high scoring game as well. But I got the Texans winning this game because the Texans are at home. They're the more complete team, better coaching, better quarterback. I mean, I think CJ Stroud's better than Kyler Murray. So yeah, I mean CJ Stroud's been phenomenal, especially the offense just playing really good. And I think they can do enough against a really bad Cardinals defense. You know, CJ Stroud can make some plays down the field. And I feel like they can move the ball on them as well. Because I thought last week they ran the ball really well on the Bengals. Like I mean, I just kind of really feel they got the run game figured out and they had the pass game figured out. I mean, I feel like since like this time of the season they had their offense figured out, and I feel like I feel like D'Amico Ryans has figured out his defense. So yeah, so I think they can keep it close here. I'm gonna say like the Texans win like 23-20, but I'm gonna take Arizona with the points. I think the Cardinals are gonna cover this game because I think the Cardinals are gonna keep it close and Kyler Murray can do his Kyler Murray thing. And I think the offense, is starting to move the ball. And I think Arizona stay competitive in this game. But I wouldn't say it's gonna be a blowout though. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Texans to win, but I'll take the Cardinals to cover. All right, next game we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers is favored by 12. Now I thought the line changed, but now it's 13. So Niners are favored by a lot of points. They could be favored by a touchdown or something. But obviously, I know last year this game was played in San Francisco, and now this was with Tom Brady, and this game was played in San Francisco, and San Francisco, have whooped them for real, like they whooped them. But now this is a different. Now Niners are playing against a different Bucs team because Tom Brady's not there, and now they got Baker Mayfield. Obviously, the Niners should win this game. Um, Niners should easily win because the Niners are just a good team. Bucs are the better team. I mean, Bucs are just a bad team. Despite the win, you can give them credit to that, but I don't know they're gonna keep this close enough because Todd Bowles, I mean, his scheme is not starting to work. And I feel like the personnel may not be there. I mean, I think the Niners defense is gonna win this game. I think their offense is gonna go off in this game. And especially, they have the pass rush to get after Baker. They have, the run game. So I felt they're gonna run the ball on the Bucs. And yeah, I feel like, Brock Purdy can make some throws like he did last week against Jacksonville. I think they move the ball on them. I don't think the Bucs are going to be able to keep up with the Niners because the Niners got a tough defense led by Chase Young, Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, Fred Warner, and those other guys. Those guys are going to be coming. I mean, that pass rush is going to give the Baker and that Bucs offensive line issues because I don't think the Bucs offensive line is as good as it is. So I think the Niners defense takes advantage of that. And then the Niners are good in the secondary because I think they'll find a way to match up well with the Bucs receivers and force Baker in some tough situations. So yeah, I think the Niners win this game, but I'm taking them to cover that big spread. So yeah, I'm predicting that it will be a blowout. I'm gonna say like 34-17, something like that, or like 34-10. So yeah, I got the Niners in both ways. And plus, they got the better coaching staff. They're at home, better quarterback, more complete team. So, yeah, that's pretty much why I got the Niners winning and covering. Next game, you have the New York Jets versus the Buffalo Bills. Bills are favored by 7. Obviously, both these two teams are on a 2-game losing streak. So, yeah. But I will take the Bills to win this game. This is my last chance. I'm probably gonna take the Bills to win this game. But if they do not win this game, I will not pick them for a couple weeks. That's why I'll say the Bills need to win this game if they want to stay alive. Because if they don't win this game, then they're in trouble. Because we seen last week that the Bills, last week, Josh Allen, I mean, he just turned the football over. And all of a sudden, he's put his team under a hole. I mean, the whole team started to turn the ball over. Now, we understand last week, they ran the ball really good, though. Because, James Cook had a really good fourth quarter, but a first quarter, by the beginning of the drive, he fumbled. I mean, the Bills need to start running the ball better. Because, I thought they ran the ball really better. I mean, I feel like the Bills, they're playing against a Jets defense that's really good. So, because I remember last time when these two teams played, since week 1, the Jets won that. The Josh Allen lost the Bills that game because of them 3 interceptions. And the offense couldn't move the ball. But I think they're going to move the ball in this game. And I think they can win their one-on-one matchup against a talented corner group in the Jets. I think they can, though. I feel like the Bills' offense needs to, get some type of rhythm. They got to respond more. And I feel like they got a new coordinator in Joe Brady, because we know they fired Ken Dorsey. We're going to see what Joe Brady's going to bring to the table. And then you got the defense. I mean, their defense is ranked dead last in the league. So I felt the Jets can run the ball on them a little bit. Especially they know about the Bills, so I felt the Jets can run the ball on them a little bit. Especially against teams that can't stop the run. And we know the Bills defense has been struggling against a run. How in the hell are you going to let Javonte Williams run you over? And then all of a sudden, Russell Wilson, I mean, the Bills defense made Russell Wilson look like 2015 Russell Wilson because their defense blew that game because it was defensive pass interference because it was too many men in the field. And then the Broncos gave the kicker another chance after that, and they made a field goal. I mean, the defense blew that game. I feel like Sean McDermott is telling himself, instead of him he needs to coach better and put up a good game plan, and all of a sudden, so that way we can, because all of a sudden, he's frustrated about Josh Allen throwing interceptions. We're gonna tell Josh Allen we're gonna have to yell at your ass because you keep turning the ball over too damn much. No, it's not gonna happen. Turnovers gonna end. So I think the Bills should be able to win this game, but I think they keep it close here because I think the Jets defense is really good, and they can get ran on sometimes. And Zach Wilson may be able to make some throws, but I felt the Jets offense is terrible, and I felt the Bills offense is much better. But I don't think it's going to be a blowout, though. I mean, unless Buffalo gets up early and start fast, I think they blow the Jets out. So I think the Bills should win this game easily at home, but I'll take the Jets to cover. I'm going to say another low-scoring game, 20-17, something like that, 17-13. So I'm going to take the Jets with the points, but give me the Bills to win this game. Maybe I say they win by a field goal if they go for a game-winning drive. And especially they're at home, they have the better coaching staff, better quarterback. And there's a more complete team. I mean, yeah, it's still pretty much why I think the Bills win. Because we know the Bills are angry and frustrated. So I feel like they need to get back on track this week if they want to stay alive. All right, next game we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the LA Rams. Rams are favored by 2, actually. Because I think the line must have changed because Seattle was favored in this game, and all of a sudden the line just changed saying the Rams are favored. I don't know why the Rams are favored. They shouldn't be. The Rams, I mean, I don't even know why the Rams are favored. They should not be favored because the Rams stink and the Seahawks are good. And I was watching earlier saying that 2 people are picking the Rams to win because of their offense, but I don't see it happening though. Because the Rams may not have much to play for this game because they're not going to make the playoffs. I mean, I mean, their record is bad, and the Seahawks are looking to make the playoffs. So obviously, I think the Seahawks win this game. They should be able to get that revenge from Week 1 because we know the Rams have blew them out, and Matthew Stafford had a good game. I think they keep this game pretty close. Like the Seahawks defense have not impressed me a little bit because we seen them Week 9. They got ran over by the Ravens. And because Ravens defense got them out, kept them out of the end zone, and all of a sudden their defense almost blew the game to Washington because their defense nearly couldn't stop the pass and all that. So I think they keep this close in this game. I think it's gonna be a little bit high scoring. So I'm gonna take the Seahawks to win by maybe a touchdown or maybe on the last drive. I'm gonna say like 31-30, something like that. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Seahawks to win. But but I'll take them plus the 2. I don't know because maybe I'm gonna say a 1 point game like 31-30. If the Rams win, I wouldn't be shocked, but I think Seattle finds a way to pull it off. The next game we have the Minnesota Vikings playing against the Denver Broncos. Uh, Obviously, this game right here can go either way. It should be a fun game to watch. Obviously, Denver's defense has been playing really well though, and especially Vance Joseph. He's starting to get the defense figured out. Offensively, they're playing really good right now. They're starting to move the ball. Russell Wilson, he's starting to play like himself, and I just kind of felt like they're starting to coach better. While the Vikings, they've been on a hot streak so far. I mean, we see them blew out the Saints. Josh Dobbs played really well in that game. So I can see this game going either way. I feel like Denver at home is kind of like a weird place to play at though. But I just kind of really feel like that, that when I looked at Denver, like Vikings, like it's kind of weird to say who can win. I was on about to call it a trap game, and I don't really know why Denver's favorite. They're favorite for a reason. But I'm not too I don't know if I'm confident taking Denver to win because Denver, has a really good. I mean, their offensive line is starting to get better, and their run game is starting to get better. I feel like they're going to move the ball in this game, and I feel like they're going to stay in the game because I think their defense, because out of the way their offense and defense is playing, and they're starting to put some points up on the board. That's what I like to see. For the Vikings, we don't know if Justin Jefferson playing this game, but I heard that Justin Jefferson's out, which that's kind of huge. So yeah, I think the Vikings, even without Justin Jefferson, I feel like their offense was still able to move the ball, and all of a sudden, their defense is definitely making plays. But I think this game's gonna be close, but I think the Vikings find more ways to win. So yeah, I think Minnesota finds more ways to win. I feel like they find more ways to get to move the ball. And I just kind of really feel like that I like how the way their offense is starting to play. And all of a sudden, Denver's offense is playing really good. Even though the game's in Denver, obviously, I am going to take the Vikings to win this game. I just think the Vikings are the more complete team. They have the better, like, I just kind of really feel like that, that, I just think that Minnesota is going to move the ball. I think they have a better offense. And even though Patrick Sand's the best cornerback, even though he's pretty good, I don't think he can cover Justin Jefferson one-on-one. So I feel like the Vikings are going to move the ball and they're going to win their matchups. And I think, the Broncos are going to I just think their defense gets a little bit rattled in this game. So obviously, I'm going to say the Vikings win 24-23, a 1-point game or a 7-point game. So I'm going to take the Vikings to win, but I'll take them +3. The last game Monday Night Football, we have the Super Bowl rematch, the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are favored by 2.5. Obviously, this is a game that can go either way. Because most people could be taking the Eagles to win because we know the Eagles, offense can move the ball. Because I thought in that Super Bowl, I thought the Eagles moved the ball really well in that game. And I think they keep it, and I think they're going to stay in the game and keep it close because A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith have been two of the best receivers, and those guys are really uncoverable. And those guys are going to be tough to cover as well because the Chiefs, I don't think they can play man coverage against A.J. Brown or Devonta Smith because those guys are going to torch them. And I think, Jalen Hurts, he can use his legs, he can make some plays. He's making throws. Especially the defense, they can stop the run okay, but I feel like their pass defense has been an issue, though, because they nearly lost to they almost lost to the Cowboys, though. Like, they almost did. The reason why they almost lost to Cowboys because they kept it close and Dallas is moving the ball on them. And on the other side, the Kansas City Chiefs, on offense, I feel like they can move the ball in this game and keep it close. And I feel like that, they can throw the ball on them because, Patrick Mahomes, he's good against bad secondaries. Because I just kind of really feel that the Eagles' pass defense has been an issue. I think the Chiefs are gonna pass the ball on them. And I think Mahomes, he's gonna at least make some magic in this game. If this game was in Philly, I could definitely pick the Chiefs. I could definitely pick the Eagles, but since the game is in Kansas City, I'll probably take the Chiefs because the Chiefs are at home. They're coming off a bye. And I just think that, that Mahomes, especially against a bad secondary like the Eagles, the Eagles' defense cannot stop the pass really good. So I think the Chiefs, those guys are like Travis Kelce and those guys are going to be wide open. Players are stepping up like Rashee Rice, Kadarius Toney, Justin Watson, those guys, Tony, and all those guys. Those guys are going to torch them and all of a sudden because we know, the Eagles can't play man coverage against those guys because those guys can torch them. So, yeah, and this is Andy Reid. Could be a revenge game because he was a Philadelphia Eagles coach, but now he's a Chiefs coach. I kind of feel like Andy Reid kind of owns the Eagles. I understand it's a different Eagles team, but I just don't really trust the Eagles defense, especially against a good quarterback. And I just kind of really feel like that if they can beat I feel like that if they can at least beat the Eagles pass rush, I think they can win. I think they have a chance to have success, because they have a strong offensive line that can really spread out the Eagles defense. And then the Chiefs defense is definitely playing really good. Their secondary is very strong. Their pass rush is really strong. They're playing at a high level. And they can get to Jalen Hurts, and I think Spag's going to have a good game plan as well. So, yeah, I think this can definitely be an offensive game as well. I think it's going to be high scoring, like a shootout. I'll take the Chiefs to win. I'm going to say 37-34, 34-30, something like that. Like a really high scoring game, like in the 30s, like it was in the Super Bowl. So I'm going to take the Chiefs to win, but I'll take Philly with the points. I think Philly covers. I'm just going to say that the Eagles keep it close and be competitive because I think their offense is going to move the ball. So, yeah. So I'm going to say the Eagles do cover this game, but I'll take the Chiefs to win by a field goal or maybe by a touchdown on the last drive. So, yeah. Well, all right, guys. Those are all my Week 11 picks for this week. Hope you guys enjoy watching. And don't forget, if you disagree with me, just let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Just let me know What you guys think? Well, this is Emmanuel Jones from Big Fan. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. And don't forget to put the thumbs up to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like this video if you can. And all that. So yeah. Well, this is Emmanuel Jones for Big Fan. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later in the next video. Peace.